The access media will shill for any product that pushes the political narrative they personally agree with, and that is happening right now with Warhammer. The Journos do not care about the years and years of lore and how they're retconning Warhammer to add in female Custodes, but they think that you're a misogynist for being upset over it. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I think it is perfectly fine to be upset that a company is slapping you in the face. They don't care about the years of established lore that they have put into place. They just care that right now making a few small changes might bring them in more customers, which we know that doesn't actually happen. And so all they're really doing is pushing away their established fans to chase this fictitious audience. But now the gamer is running damage control over female Custodes. So I did another video on this. It will be linked down below. But we now know that they have all but established the female Custodes. Back in 2024, they had said that, there was a possibility that they would really hammer home on this in the future because they had said there had always been female Custodes, even though that was a blatant lie. Now they're actually making figures for them, and, well, it just seems like Games Workshop has completely disregarded their real fans and slapped us in the face with all of this political bullshit. And now the journos are saying you're right to be mad at Warhammer's new Custodes, but not for the reason you think, and they sound insane throughout this entire piece. Another Warhammer reveal show, another subset of the hobby community seething with rage at the newly showcased miniatures. And of course, they say that it is because of women, following on from the Femstodes debacle in 2024, wherein Games Workshop retconned the Adeptus Custodes to no longer be an all-male force of super soldiers. The biggest miniatures company in the world has now created more miniatures of femme-presenting Custodes. Naturally, the internet's worst people have decided that this is an insult to them specifically and are throwing their boys out of the truck because their special only boys allowed club is being invaded by women. Cue gasps of horror. Nobody would want the siblings of silence, or the thems of silence, or the sirs of silence. People expect the sisters of silence, and if they had changed them to also allow men, that would be fucking ridiculous. The same way it is fucking ridiculous now there are Femstodes or female Custodes, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, you wonder why people say to gatekeep journalists and activists out of our hobbies. It says these people seem to forget the Games Workshop retcons Warhammer all the time, and that's not good. You should not be just willy-nilly retconning, especially when we are talking about changing lore that has been in place for decades now. As I have highlighted in videos of my own before, it is known that all custodians begin their lives as the infant sons of the noble houses of Terra. It is a mark of incredible prestige to surrender one's child to this most glorious of callings within the Imperium, and many notable clans amongst the Terran aristocracy have willingly given up almost entire generations of newborn sons to earn it. This is the lore. This will always be the lore, and no matter how much Games Workshop wants to change it, people are going to reject it. Now, this journalist says the real problem with Warhammer's new Custodes is, of course, sexism, and they're saying that people are misogynistic. That's all they boil it down to. They say that they could joke around all day, but the truth of the matter is a bunch of misogynists who like to pretend this hobby is still a male-exclusive war game are shouting very loudly, and it's incredibly annoying. Nobody is bringing up the demographic of the audience at all whatsoever, except for you. You are the only one who is trying to turn this into a fucking debate about racism and sexism and misogyny. I'm a woman that has always enjoyed Warhammer. I've never been gate kept out of Warhammer. I feel offended that they are now changing around this lore again, willy-nilly, just to chase a few DEI dollars. It is insane. Nobody is sitting here saying, oh, women can't be in Warhammer, women aren't allowed to enjoy Warhammer. But what is most interesting about this is that they are actually not acknowledging the fact that men are being pushed out of this hobby now. It's like Games Workshop has this mentality of, we have too many male paying customers. That means we need to change this around and we need to try to pander to women, and then we're going to lose a few men in the process, but that's okay. They are the ones who are saying this game isn't for everyone anymore. They are the ones who are changing it in the most ridiculous of ways possible. It's not misogynistic to respect lore. It is not sexist to say we shouldn't be changing around these classes in order to appeal to new certain people. If those people, in this case women, were interested in Warhammer, having a dude bro with a female wig on isn't going to make those women more interested in Warhammer. Really, it just feels more insulting. There are plenty of females in the world of Warhammer. There are plenty of women who have played Warhammer, who like Warhammer, who enjoy Warhammer. So changing around a hobby isn't going to magically make those female numbers skyrocket. It's just going to make you guys look ridiculous. And that's what's happening right now. Anybody who's saying, oh, it's perfectly fine they did this, listen, you're allowed to like it. You're allowed to still play Warhammer. Nobody's saying you have to give it up. I'm not sitting here saying people should boycott Warhammer. But that doesn't mean that you need to just, like, shut up and consume product. If you don't like this, voice that you don't like it, and that should be perfectly fine. But oh no, the journalists are saying misogynists who like to pretend the hobby's male exclusive are upset about this. No, most Warhammer fans who actually care about respecting the lore are upset about this. I mean, it has been a big conversation on social media over the past couple of days, and rightfully so. I think that this image is just so hilarious because unfortunately, this is what happened with Dungeons and Dragons. This channel actually started off as a tabletop channel. I talked about Warhammer, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons. Wizards of the Coast went extremely progressive extremely quickly, and they hired a lot of activists who then changed around the existing material. They got rid of half races. They got rid of different terminology that they viewed as like sexist and offensive. They drastically changed Dungeons and Dragons from Gary Gygax's original vision because they said that it was offensive. They've also tried to do that with Tolkien's work, saying, ooh, orcs are a racist stereotype, even though if that's what you see out of orcs, you're probably the racist. That's why we've seen reboots with things like Rings of Power, which try to modernize, which is insane, but real fans will always reject this slop. They can insult you, but they can't make you buy their shit. Warhammer 40k has slightly more women in it now, and the neckbeards aren't happy. Yeah, this was an article back from 2024, but whenever you reject this BS, they insult you, and it just goes to show how low IQ they are. They can't actually make a legitimate argument against the points that we're making. They just say, well, you're only making those points because you're a racist, sexist bigot. So, yeah, I will be keeping my eye on this. It is infuriating to see this happening yet again, but now the journalists are saying that you're a misogynist if you don't like these massive retcons, and of course, that's an insane take to have. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.